Okay, good afternoon to you all. And we are so happy to join you today for some of these, for going over some of our µTAS workshops. I'll hand it to Professor Pompano to give us a background. Rebecca, why would somebody want to attend a µTAS workshop?
Yeah, so good question, Nathan. So we are organizing these workshops so that students or trainees or people new to the field can come and get a good foundation in various areas. And in just a minute, we'll run through some of the areas that we're running workshops on. But the idea is that the speakers in the workshops will cover both the foundational concepts and the history of the field, as well as what is going on right now in their labs at the cutting edge. And so these are workshops that are really designed for people to be able to learn and also to network with leaders in the field.
Yeah, so I see that we have one on data analytics for recognizing cells. We have another one on machine learning for microfluidic design automation. Not only that, you may notice that we have people from all over the world. We have people from Europe, from China here. We have another one on artificial cells and engineered cellular systems between a person from Canada and from Texas. I think these are really exciting topics. And the last one, which I've been very interested in and that I wanted to talk a little about, was about analyzing microbiota with microfluidics. I didn't think this was an emerging topic until I started to read the literature on this topic. So this is very exciting. What do you say about sensors, Rebecca?
Oh, yes, so we're bringing in people who are young investigators, new assistant professors who are really doing cutting edge sensors and different types of microfluidics, including local analysis and analysis of secretion. And I do want to point out that some of these are getting cut off. And so the prior speaker, Professor, from Japan. Oh, there we go. Perfect. All right, great. Yep. And then we have one. Yeah, thank you. So we have Professor Stephanie DeCroix is organizing a workshop on tissues and organ on chip, and she's bringing in people from all over the world to speak on that. And then a new workshop this year is microfluidics for immunology. This is an exciting area that's really booming. And we're delighted to be bringing in speakers to give you a sense of ways that you can use microfluidics to model the immune system.
Yeah, we're also looking at flow visualization. Last year, we sort of opened this topic, but this year we're going to try to expand it a little more, train students on setting up models and the design process. And you also see some additional workshops that Rebecca and I are working very hard to plan. Hopefully, some of you who are interested in will give us some tips here, and students can certainly, or even other trainees can certainly give us some advice on some of the emerging topics in microfluidics.
Yeah, so as I said before, these are really targeted to people who are new to a particular field or are interested in learning a new technology. Many times the attendees are trainees or attendees from industry who may be wanting to learn a new skill set. But more advanced investigators can certainly also attend in order to network with their colleagues and to be part of the conversation of these cutting edge areas.
So Rebecca, if I may ask you, as a student, hopefully not too long time ago, which workshop made a real impression on you in the past? Any ideas?
Oh yeah, well, when I was a trainee, I attended the Organ on Chip workshop, and I found that to be very exciting, and it helped me to navigate as I was getting used to that field. And I think that's the kind of role that these workshops can play.
I guess it changed your career.
I don't know, yeah, maybe. And so this year, it's very easy for people to participate. In our current environment will be fully pre-recorded presentations that attendees who sign up for the workshop will have at least a week to view at their convenience prior to the conference. And then before the conference, either the Saturday or Sunday before, there will be a live panel discussion and Q&A period with the speakers from that workshop, where you'll be able to either to log in and potentially meet in person for those who can attend the conference in person, the speakers, and ask your questions and make those vital connections that are so helpful when you're getting into a new field. And so that'll be fully available for people who are attending the conference, either remotely or in person.
Yeah, I think that's great to have this panel because, given all our distance because of the pandemic, it's good to come together as a community in that panel and be able to talk a little about what you learned, what maybe you missed, and get some sort of reminders on things to go ahead. So that's an excellent idea there. So I think that's pretty much it from our side. So we'll hand it back to Ryan there. Thank you, Ryan.
Great, thank you. And so next, I'm excited to introduce the chairs of the Exhibit and Sponsorship Committee. We have Professor Hay from the University of Florida and Professor Henry from Colorado State University.
Great. Thanks, Ryan. And thanks, Nathan and Rebecca, for introducing us to the workshops. I actually have taught those before, and it's always been a lot of fun to be involved and engaged in that process. So I just want to take a few minutes and give you an update on exhibiting and sponsorship activities for this year's meeting. Men and I are both really excited. This year will be as a hybrid meeting, and it's going to give us a lot of opportunities to engage great sponsors and exhibitors. So the in-person part of the meeting, there will be both booths and table exhibits available. The folks down here at the bottom have already signed up and reserved booth or table space. And I would strongly encourage you, if you're interested in this, it's a great opportunity. µTAS is really the premier microfluidics meeting in the world, and it's a unique chance to put your products in front of key people who will be there to kind of find what's the latest and greatest in terms of product offerings. Participation, we're anticipating over 1,000 participants this year. Last year, the virtual meeting had over 1,200. The year before that, when we were in person, we were just over 1,100. So it's a great opportunity to interact with people. And again, the hybrid event face-to-face, as well as online. There's also virtual booths that you can set up as well. Fantastic chance. In addition to exhibiting, there's a lot of unique sponsorship activities that are uniquely available at the Palm Springs conference site. There's some nice outdoor spaces where they'll hold events, and so there's a unique opportunity to put up signage, even if you can't attend in person. So again, lots of opportunities to both sponsor and exhibit at µTAS. May, any comments or thoughts?
Yeah, I think Chunky gave a very comprehensive introduction of the activity we're having right now. And one more thing, we actually have a little special for this year, especially for engagement of the industry participants, because we're going to have more activity for networking and recruitment events. So like for your company, want to find good talents from those young generation scientists, that's actually a great opportunity to get connected with the scientists in the field and to meet the thought leaders. And we also have other quite a bit networking events for industry people to engage. So that really bring more resources for the industry people other than sponsorship. And you actually can have the great networking as well. So yeah, Chuck, you probably can, we also can talk a little bit more like what current like sponsorship going on right now. We do have a couple, actually quite a big sign up for the booths, right?
Yeah. So in addition to kind of normal booth types of things, there's a longstanding tradition to sponsor everything from the conference itself, and we've got gold and platinum types of sponsorships through, and a perfect tie-in here to the earlier discussion about workshops. There's the ability to sponsor workshops and engage with workshops, and that's something that's been done in the past as well. All the way through things like badges and lanyards and programs are all opportunities for sponsorship. There's also the industrial stage opportunity, which has been a very well received and very useful tool to a number of companies. So again, as as you said, there's a lot of different ways to engage with µTAS as an exhibitor or a sponsor.
Yeah, so it's great meeting, and it's both in person and virtual. So hope you consider to support us, support our community.
Fantastic. All right. Well, I want to thank all of the chairs for providing some teasers into exciting opportunities at µTAS 2021. Please tune in next week when we'll have something for the students in the form of a tutorial on how to write a competitive µTAS abstract. See you soon.
Bye.
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 And we're off. Wow, that was solid.